Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to Majesty Christian Television Network. I am welcoming you because we've really been through a lot to come so far. And we hope that the rest of the evening you are going to enjoy what we have. So thank you for allowing us to be in your home or in any of your devices. Thank you so much. So without wasting much time, our topic today is Edo State and the politics. How it is playing out now in Edo State and for 2020, is that? All right.
Yeah.
So my panelists, they are really APC candidates or APC supporters. So I have over there in Nigeria, Mr. Prince Elton Onwu, who is the APC Chieftain. Can you say hello to our viewers, please?
Hello, viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And happy to have me here.
Thank you so much. And then here in the studio, Mr. Obalade, who is also APC Chieftain and also a business, a restaurant owner. So, and a regular panelist in Majesty TV. Please, can you say hello to our audience?
Hello, viewers. I'm very happy to be with you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then we have Honorable Prince Martins, who is also a political analyst and a security expert. He is also an APC member, I think. So, are you an APC member or candidate?
I'm an APC member.
Say hello to our viewers, please.
Hello, viewers. Good evening. I'm very happy to have you here. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, as we are starting, those of you who may be watching us through any device, in case you have questions, please prepare them and forward them to us through the WhatsApp or by our Facebook. Or you can also give us a call on the studio line, which is 3374-160-020. Now, as we all know, there have been political tussle in Edo State of late, and many people have been wondering on what is the state of APC in Edo State, because a lot of things seem to be going wrong. So that's why we've summoned up these panelists, these gurus who are here and over there, to let us know, so that the layman will be able to really know what is playing out in Edo State. Because when people are in ignorance, they tend to fabricate lots and lots of stories, and those stories can fly higher than the truth. So that's why we have you people here in the studio. So my first question is, why did the comrade Oshimole said Ize Iyamu was a thief before in 2016 election, when he was a member of PDP and he was a candidate, and now he wants him to run for governor under APC? The same person you called thief in 2016. At what point did he become qualified to now run the candidacy of run as a gubernatorial candidate for APC? So can we just start with that, because you know it's mind blowing, from a thief to a gubernatorial candidate. So I would want Honorable Martin Sadoh, can you please say something regarding to this?
Yes. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ellen,
yes,
for inviting me to the studio.
Yes, your voice, please.
Yes, I think, Oshomole at us 2016 was trying to market his own candidate, which was Godwin Obaseki in that time. And at the same time, he was trying to demarket, Pastor Osage Eze-Iyamu, to make him not credible for the people to vote for him at that time. But, all the things Oshomole was saying, he himself knows they were not true, because he knows Pastor Eze-Iyamu as a good person. And even before 2016, there are so many forums where Oshomole himself has praised Pastor Ezeyamo as somebody that is very accountable, somebody that is transparent, and he was his own DG when Oshomole contested the election in 2012. So, and one thing people keep forgetting that I always like to explain is that Oshomole is a political theorist and a very good politician.
Okay.
So what Oshomole did in that time was, was just the same thing that, if you are very conversant with America, political theories and tic-tacs, then you will be able to know about Jock Kingdom, who is a political theorist and a senior professor at the University of Wellington in the United States.
Yes.
Kingdom synthesized, what he called, policy entrepreneur. Oshomole is a policy entrepreneur.
Okay.
And at the same time, when Kingdom created his own framework, he tried to synthesize 3 elements, which he called problem, policy, and politics. So, and then he said that political entrepreneur and those people who use political opportunity to turn things around and, for political gains. So Oshomole knew that, at that time he wanted to set agenda because Obaseki was his candidate. So what he did, he used the things that were on ground. In that time, there were this problem of this Dasuki gate. So, and a lot of Nigerians were, glaring to know what actually happened.
Yeah.
So Oshomole he tried to use the opportunity, to get the because there were problems, there were issues in Nigeria. So what he did was that he combined, he used the window of opportunity, try to make Edo, voters scared of Pastor Ezeyamo because he wanted to gain, his political agenda to produce Obaseki.
Oh, really?
So all the things he said were not true because the things you say during elections, a lot of politicians say things just to tarnish the image of other politicians.
Okay.
And I'm sure that Oshomole knows that Ezeyamo was a good man and he remained a good man.
Oh, really?
Today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So that means election can make people change and they say things which are not which are not real. And then afterwards they swallow up they swallow up what they've said.
No,
because what you just said is why that's the reason why people offend in a particular party and then switch over. They quickly move over to the other party, and to my greatest surprise, immediately they move over to the other party, they quickly also promote them. So that means there is no room for people to really be hit hard, disciplined for their misconduct. They misbehave here, they switch over to the other side. Is that the system?
No.
Is that how it's supposed to be? Let me give the other people the chance, Mr. Martin.
All right.
Yes. Yes, Honorable Prince Elton, please, can you speak?
Yes, to buttress more on, what Prince Martin has just, espoused.
Yeah.
In Nigeria here, we don't really play politics of ideologies. Somebody could be an APC member in the afternoon, and then there's a PDP member at night. Because if you look at how the evolution of our current democracy emerged, these are people in 1999 when the Abdusalami led military government then wanted to return Nigeria back to the tracks of democracy. People hurriedly formed these associations, and then eventually you discover that coming together under one umbrella, then PDP was more like a national party. It had a coloration of every the old MPN, and then some of the people, the leftists and rightists, they all merged together, and then so PDP came forward in that moment in 1999 as a party with a national color. The AD was more dominant in the south, and then the AMPP was also more dominant. So you discover that you have people that had a common interest, and that interest was just to let us take power from the military and then now gradually, deliver the dividends of personal interests and some form of democracy to the bigger Nigeria good. So now what you have and what the kind of politicians that has emerged along that line, so to say, most of them have just been fair weather politicians. And these are what I mean by fair weather politicians. I mean that people who do not stand for any principles outside of how does it rub off of my pocket. And so, given that as the foundation where we started from, you discover that there are very few Nigerian politicians that have always maintained an ideology of not looting or trying to have a niche for themselves politically and not following the bandwagon. So you have currently a situation where politicians, probably most of them, because of PDP having ruled for 16 years, so a lot of them, say 60% of the current politicians we have in Nigeria today, all have their offshoot from PDP. And as such, people have been used to the way things have been done in PDP, and that is running the country to the benefit of a few and not for the benefit of all. So for that reason, our national assets have been personalized and privatized into private pockets, and then what have the average Nigerian masses gained in return? Almost nothing outside of the crumbs that fall from the pockets of some of these leaders. So when you now come back to the current experiments, and then with APC coming into the field of play in first in 2014, and then taking power from the center in 2015, you also discover that most of the people who lost out in PDP found their way into APC, and then with that trying to infiltrate the party as it currently is. And then we have clearly defined mandate of Nigerians on the matter of change. Change is a process. It does not happen overnight. So whatever it is that we are experiencing also today politically, people are finding it difficult, because that's one of the most difficult things in life, to change into a positive progression. It's always easy. We want the easy way out. We want things, continuously on the path that we've been following for more than 16 years. So now that those paths are no longer available, definitely people will begin to, we're not finding it, easy in APC. So let us easily go back to APC and PDP, where we can be accommodated, or vice versa. So now, at the end of the day, you will see that there are politicians who hitherto were members of the PDP, and then they claim they must have looted monies, during their stay in power under the PDP, and then hoping that by joining APC that they will get some reprieve, or probably their sins will be forgiven, in quotes. But that has not happened. And if you look at it till this minute, all the people who are serving jail sentences, politicians, leaders, former governors, senators who have already been sent to jail, we are all former PDP members and currently APC members. Okay? So now, politics again, back to what Prince was trying to explain. You have to demarcate your opponent in order to gain advantage over him, particularly if you are a good orator, as our former national chairman in APC, Adam Oshomole. He sold Ise Iyamo in 2016 as a thief. Why did he do that? Because he had his own candidate, who is in the person of Obaseki, and he wanted to throw in the kitchen sink, everything that can be thrown at him to demarcate him. Most of those claims were unfounded, because if you say somebody has looted and somebody has stolen because of his association with certain PDP people who were also part of the Dasuki Gate, and then today he is clamoring to be the governor, to run for the governorship of Edo State. And at the end of the day, he was not the chosen candidate of not only the interest that we are to, determine who emerged, or, whatever you want to call it, as the candidate of that party. And then eventually is a Yamo who hitherto was also a member of the APC.
Okay.
But
We've heard from you.
He left APC
It's good.
out of frustration back to PDP when he was denied opportunity to run under the platform of the APC.
Okay.
So that is exactly what played out. So there was no judicial conviction or criminal conviction that warranted him being called a thief then, but then today he has also found his way back into APC and is currently our flag bearer. And then the current governor has jumped over to PDP, and then, so now it's all about wheats and then marketing. Who markets the other person, his candidate, better? And
all right.
At the end of the day, I'm sure that Edo will have continue with progressive governance of the APC.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you so much. Let me read what is playing out on Facebook. Mr. Dickin Decency is responding to the whole discussion. He says, Edo is not Lagos. So we are saying no to godfatherism in Edo State. He said Governor Obaseki is tested and trusted. He is now Edo's project. 700 million Dasuki fund hanging on Pastor Osage Iyamu. Is that true?
It's like.
Right. Iyamu was rusticated and he did not go to law school. Pastor Osage Iyamu was a DJ for Oshimole governorship election, but not trusted with public funds. How do you respond to this? But before I come to you on this, let me hear from Honorable Chief Obalade. What is your thought about this godfatherism that is playing out in this Edo State politics?
Good. This question you just asked me, I have tried in so many that is a discussion that I had like this to explain what you would call godfatherism and everything like that you're trying to bring into politics. We have a culture and we have a tradition where we come from, and we have not lose that at all. What we have not lose is that we always go back to our elderly ones to ask for advice. We always want their support. We always want them to retrace back their history to energize us. And that is the reason why we see them as our that's a forefather, that's a godfathers, or we call them friends, or we call them leaders. If we want to just introduce a name into it, that's when we call it godfatherism. We have it everywhere in where we come from in Africa, where people of age being the one to explain things more better or give us their experience so that we can lead in a better way. So that is what I want to that is an answer to the person that is talking about Lagos State and talking about let us not divide our country in so many ways or insult our leaders because they are trying. Most of these elderly people who may still come out to come and support or come and do something in our political that is an that system, they are not sleeping. It means because look, I have been very close to some political leaders that we have, and I wondered at their age they were supposed to be at least sleeping for 5-6 hours. But some of these men are not sleeping.
No, they are not.
Some of them are even under medication, just to make sure that they can deliver.
They want to deliver because what they want is they want to install their own persons who will now become like a stooge. And that has always been the political system in Nigeria. They become the gold under their godfatherism. And then with the help of their godfathers. And then they install them. But then they become like dictators.
That is exactly what they. That is exactly what they call them.
And that's what we are tired about.
That is what we call institution, and that is the reason why we have not really been able to understand institution as a thing that we need to look into. Ma'am, you are an apostle. And then you walk in the line of God. Whenever you want to introduce somebody into the service where you are that's being noted for. What you do is you look for the person that you trust, the one you know that is close to you, the one you have already tested. Right? You can deliver. And you are the only one who is given that right because you are the one who study all of them and know the one you can pick. That is the reason why we have godfatherisms.
Yeah.
That is the reason why we have a Shomole, Edo. That is the reason why we have that is an chief, that is an Tinubu. In Lagos, we have also that's in the north. We have everywhere like that. We cannot remove that because of today. Maybe we see them to be too powerful, or maybe we see them to be detecting or doing something, and then we want to use the bad name, bring godfatherism into it. What I've seen in godfatherism is on the TV, where people are shooting themselves, killing themselves, or doing things like that. But we cannot remove that. If we try to remove that, put them at the back and say, in Edo, we don't want godfatherism. What is Obaseki trying to do? What is Obaseki trying to do? It's trying to become a godfather.
Hold on, Chief. Hold on. Caller, please.
Where you are.
Can we hear your question?
Yes. What you do is you look for the person that you trust, the one you know that is
Hello,
close to
caller.
you, the one you.
We've lost it.
We lost it.
Right. Yes.
So, if I may continue with
Yes, we are listening to you. We are hearing you, Prince Elton. We are hearing you. But please, I think it's Mr. Obalade that is speaking.
yes, I try to just bring the mind of people to that because today they use it as godfatherism. Tomorrow we are going to call Obaseki also another name. Obaseki was helped during his campaign for governorship in Edo State.
Yeah.
With everything that Shomale have, Comrade Shomale, everything he had to put him in there,
Yeah.
he did all he could. Even call Iyamon a thief, which all we know. Now the person that just write all this thing that he wrote it and sent it to you, this person have
No, the person is watching on Facebook.
yes,
so
this person has no any political evidence to back up everything that he's saying, calling Lagos State a godfatherism state. But you see, in APC, there's something that we do. That is, if you are a child of APC or you are a member of APC or you believe in APC, you know that there's going to be time that is thick and there's going to be time that is thin. And when the time that is thick or thin comes in, what you need to do is you obey, you come down, you come back under the flag, and you let the people know that you are not going to be a black, that's a sheep that is going to destroy APC. APC has been in Edo State and has been doing so wonderfully. We have seen example of what Comrade Oshomole has done when he was a governor. It is the same thing that he has done that the people accepted in APC, and they voted APC again to come back to power with the presentation of Obaseki.
Okay.
And right now, if they now find out that all the heavy load they have carried because of Obaseki's own personal problem is becoming something that can tear the party apart.
Yeah.
So they are looking for a way to say, Obaseki, step down. Let's look for someone who will have the face, who could really represent APC, that we're not going to have the same problem because PDP are sleeping. They are waiting for Obaseki to come back. You remember the case of Obaseki that went to court then, it was thrown out of court because it was too late. It's not that the court does not want to look at it. It was too late. So that is the reason why, if at all it wasn't too late, APC will lose Obaseki's seat at that particular time. And that's what they don't want to, is what APC don't want to experience this time around.
Hello, caller. Speak. Hello?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Right, can you please go on and speak?
Hello, is that what?
Yeah. Please, can you ask your question or your contribution?
I'm Deacon Osayenda Defense Amandason.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I'm commenting on Facebook. I want to contribute to what they are saying.
All right, please go on.
Yeah, I just listened to our brother Obalade. I'm from Edo State.
Uh-huh.
I'm the vice chairman of the USA Nigeria platform here in Holland. I follow politics. I'm also a politician. Edo State is not Lagos. In Edo State, one cannot come out and pick a candidate that will represent all the interests of the Nigeria of Edolites. Ochomole want to be the godfather.
Thank you, my brother from Edo.
Have you finished?
And I am also from Edo State.
Maybe network cut him off.
State.
Yes, I'm also from Edo State, and I want you people to always take this issue based on facts, because what I see every day on social media, people just kind of say all sorts of things. And with due respect to my Edo brothers in diaspora, I want you people to look at the root cause of the issue before you conclude that Oshomole is a godfather. What is going on has nothing to do with godfatherism. The root problem is that Obaseki, when he came in 2016, we campaigned for him on the matter of continuity, because APC had our programs that we wanted the party to carry on. So there were projects
He picked
that started when he was the governor of Edo State. You should remember that in the beginning, in the first 4 years, Oshomole was busy fighting godfatherism in Edo State. And he was the one who introduced the one man, one vote mantra. And the forces Oshomole fought in Edo State to be able to change the political hegemony of Edo State was not easy. So after he did that in the first year, when he got stabilized, in the second tenure, he started the project of the party, APC. And one of the projects in Tahelia was the Edo Erosion Master Plan. And that master plan was supposed to be, carried out by the next government, because there was this storm water project that Oshomole started, and the World Bank was also supporting the state government. This was a very important project and very didactic, that we believe in APC. That was one of our projects in that time. The second project was the hospital, the central hospital, to provide health care for every Edo people. Yes. Oshomole started that project. The hospital was built and was completed, and the hospital needed to be equipped before it started functioning. So, and this very particular government commissioned that hospital but refused to put it in use. And thirdly, there was also the university teaching hospital in Iyamo that was built to be able to power the nurses and the doctors in Edo State. These were key programs for our party, for APC, because for every party, even in America, every party has their political manifesto. Those were just 3 of those examples that I want to mention, so that you people should know the root cause. And when we campaign for Obaseki, we campaign for him on the matter of continuity. We had no any other slogan at that time than continuity. Even Obaseki, when he comes to stage, he will shout and say, yes, we are going to continue and finish this big project that we have started. But the moment he entered government, it was 360-degree turnaround. He turned around against the party leaders, and the party leaders went to Abuja to report him to our national leader. So we draw the attention of our national leader to say, please talk to our governor, because this was not what you promised us. Even Oshomole, you promised us that they were going to complete those projects, which we find very paramount to the people of Edo State. But he turned around. What we see the governor doing throughout the 3.5 years is to use Edo people's taxpayers' money to travel to China, to other parts of the country, to sign MOU. And some of this MOU that he signed, I can mention 3 of the important ones. The Gelegele Seaport. He went to sign MOU for the construction of the Gelegele Seaport, because he said that it was going to be used to transport goods that were going to be manufactured by the Edo manufacturing park. So after that, he also came with the Ologbo modular refinery. He went and signed MOU. So in these 3 years, we only saw MOUs without implementations. And then we said, no, we'll have to finish this program, because those things that Oshomole has started needed to be finished. This is the problem. There is nothing like godfatherism. So he said that the party leaders were coming to ask for money. Can he mention one party leader who came to his office to ask him for money? Please, I want my Edo brothers and sisters to face facts. Let us face facts and stop playing politics of bakery and calumny. Let us face the facts so that we will be able to move Edo forward. And Pastor Eze Iyamo has the political and leadership acumen to do that for Edo
Oh, so
people.
what is Pastor Eze Iyamu going to do differently from Obaseki?
Well,
Yeah, not you. Please let the other ones come in.
What I may that is what your question imply and what the answer you should get is that there is a continuity. That is exactly what the comrade just said.
Yes, continuity.
And because that is Obaseki has deviated from the continuity, and that is the reason why Oyamo is taking the place of of governorship.
Oh, he deviated.
He debated from the continuity that they
And
have,
he
and
stayed
that's
for
what.
the-
Yeah, and that, you have
He
just
stayed
heard the
for
details.
4 solid years.
4 solid years. That is his own tenure.
So Iyamu is now
mandate.
going to go back
Yeah,
from where Oshimole stopped.
exactly. So that Edo can move forward.
Pastor Eze
And you said
Iyamu,
that Edo is not moving forward.
No, Edo has been stagnant.
Edo has
Edo
been
has politically stagnant.
Edo
has been stagnant.
If they are stagnant, why are they agitating? Because the
They-
people from Edo State are
Yes.
not agitating.
Yes.
They are. They,
Edo has been very stagnant because the manifesto of the party, the APC, was put in a drawer, and then he was promoting a different agenda altogether. Now we say, no, you can't continue in that trajectory. We have to come back to the original manifesto of the party and then move on with implementing projects that are going to
oh,
Exactly.
wow.
So his personal
So you were-
his personal vendetta with Oshomole is not a problem of the party. The party has a manifesto. We have interest in Edo, and we want Edo people to see APC being a party of what we say that we are. What we want to do is the next level.
They always calling when you
It's
are
not.
speaking.
It's next level. It's next level we're talking about. And this man did not move.
Really?
He did not move.
Okay, let's hear from the caller. Hello, caller.
Hello,
This is
I just
interesting.
heard our brother talking there that
I had wished that somebody is here to
Hello?
oppose these gentlemen because they really have their facts. All these all these people in this studio, they are really like APC diehard. Is that what you call yourselves?
Yeah, we are APC diehard members.
hello.
We are not moving. We are not moving.
Let me caller, please. Can you speak?
Yes, our brother just said something that he talked about the water storm project. He also talked about the hospital. I'm a core Benin man, born in Benin and raised up also in Benin. The water project that Oshomole took money, 30 billion was given to Oshomole. Till today, we are still having problem of floods in Benin City. And the hospital our brother also mentioned, that was the hospital that the former governor of Edo State, Comrade Adam Oshomole, invited our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, to come to Edo State and commission that hospital. Do you know that the hospital that was commissioned was not completed? What Oshomole did was to borrow equipment from other hospitals and place in that hospital and called the president to commission that hospital. After that hospital was commissioned, Adam Oshomole moved all the equipment back to where he borrowed all those equipment from and locked that hospital. And now the new governor, how do you expect him to go and get another money to come and equip hospital that Adam Oshomole showed to the whole Nigeria that he built and commissioned? So the issue was that Adam Oshomole scammed Edoland by saying that he has built hospital and commissioned it, and whereas that hospital was not completed. So where do you expect the governor to get a budget from again to go and buy the equipment? That was the problem with that hospital. So let's face the fact, and this is here because we are all Edolites. And also one thing that is also clear is that Adam Oshomole thought he can just place Godwin Obaseki to be there as a figurehead, and the ruling Godwin Obaseki. But Godwin Obaseki was so smart to say, no, I cannot be a governor. I cannot be a governor. So that is what happened in Edo State, because he did not allow Adam Oshomole to control him So that was what brought all the problems in Edo State.
But was it not Adam Oshomole that moved into that position?
Let's look at
Was
that.
it not Adam Oshomole that moved into that
has been a
position?
governor before. How can you now say president has been a governor before? He has no certificate. He's not qualified to be a governor again or to contest the election. So I mean, it's so open to everybody to see that Adam Oshomole wants to play a godfatherism in Edo State, and we the Edolites said no to godfatherism. It may happen in Lagos, it can happen in Lagos, but it cannot happen in Edo State.
All right.
Thank you very
Can
much.
we just hear from
God bless you.
somebody who
Bye-bye.
is in Nigeria witnessing some of these things? Is that okay? Because we all are in the diaspora. Let's hear from Prince Elton. Can we hear from you about the contribution of this man? What do you think?
Yes, you see, let me address the issue of qualification in 2016 and then today we've done qualification in 2020.
Yes.
You see, if you go back, if you think back a little bit to Bayelsa elections, the APC won Bayelsa State clean and clear. But unfortunately, because of the disparity in the names of the deputy governor candidates of the APC, the Supreme Court disqualified APC and awarded the Bayelsa State to PDP. Now, we learn on a daily basis, when Obaseki was called in for screening, I know for sure that one of the cardinal points of screening is to validate the documents that you have presented. And Obaseki came with an NYSC certificate, one that had Obaseki as the name,
Yes.
which is at variance with other credentials that he submitted that we are reading Obaseki. That is one. He said,
Can that not be typographical error?
well, if it's a typographical error, but we have been shown hard letters in Bayelsa, and we cannot continue to fold our hands and then again in Edo State after probably we have won the election and then somebody goes back to court and reference the Bayelsa case in another court and Edo will be lost again from APC. So we needed to do the right things, and then come to think of it, he had an opportunity to correct these anomalies. And immediately Obaseki left the APC, he quickly ran back to NYSC, and the documents that he presented to the the PDP screening committee was now reading Obaseki. So if it was impossible for him to present the right documents in APC, why was it that imperative for him to produce the right documents before the PDP? So it's not about my people. There's an adage in my place that said, when a man has once been bitten by a snake, once you see a rope, you begin to run because you might think that's an stage.
Yes.
So PDP or Obaseki got himself shot in the leg because he knew very well that this is part of the reason why APC lost Bayelsa State. Why still flow on that trajectory? And then immediately he was disqualified, he quickly went and corrected it when he could have corrected it before coming to the screening committee of the APC. So that is one angle to look at it from. And then the other angle, and you're talking about governance in Edo State and then the hospital project and governance at every point in time.
Well, we can't hear him. Well, let's
I
continue.
think that is a network problem.
Yeah.
I think what you need to understand from what our brother just said online was talking about the commissioning of an hospital and so on and so forth. We have something in politics, and in politics there is so many things that you do before the time comes. If that is at the time of Oshomole commissioning the hospital was to encourage the president to see how they have gone, the level they have gone. You can hear from the brother who happened to be the comrade happened to be an insider. He says that the hospital was finished. the building was completed.
Yes.
The arrangement was that Obaseki will be the one now.
Yes.
Obaseki will be the one now that will provide for the instrument inside the hospital. Now Oshomale has built the hospital. It's not completed without the equipment inside. But they wanted it commissioned as to move the state forward in the federal level. And now the agreement they had with Obaseki is that Obaseki will now be the one to do what? To equip the hospital. And then you know what is going to happen? Now
but then why
the glory, I'm coming.
Get things
I'm coming.
And put it
yes,
as it was
it is normal.
No,
it is normal. It happens. It happens. It's also a fabrication. I have no evidence of that, but I am saying it as a political that is an analyst, which I knew that could take place. It happens in so many. It happens even in America, of course. And they bring it in, of course, because what they want to do was to just have the commissioning at that time. But now, what happened is, if the equipment was not in the hospital, and for Obaseki to make sure that I'm going to disgrace this man, I will not equip it, because what will happen, it will not still be on Obaseki's page of what you have done. It's going to be on the page of what Oshomale has done. So Oshomale, you did not equip it, and you are going to be the one to equip it. You should explain to Edo people why it's not equipped. So I'm not going to equip it, and that is the reason why the hospital remains that, and that is why yeah, exactly. Now it means that you are no longer in the APC that is an agreement that you have. You're taking yourself away, and that's why everybody is now seeing the fallout of APC as a thing that we have done, that the APC is not in accordance with.
So why did your party disqualify a sitting governor and before he was disqualified?
Exactly, because he was lazy to do his job.
Obaseki, let me tell you, see, people missed it, you know. I like to make my argument based on facts. I'm not somebody who sit and listen to what people say on social media. Yeah. I'm not in the screening
Take some water. You need more water, please.
I have water.
You know, from what we hear, from even from the panel, even from the report of the chairman of the panel, was that there was a lacuna between the secondary school certificate and the university certificate, because you know in Nigeria those days when you go to secondary school and you don't have all the credits that you need to go to university,
yes,
you can do an A-level. Sometimes some university have a remedial program that you will do like 1 year, and then you get all the necessary ingredients to start your course.
Yeah.
So Obaseki said that he did one A-level in Benin, and that A-level school was not to be found, and the certificate was not to be found. And people start to query, how did you get to the university? We know that you went to Crystal University. We are not saying you didn't go, but your result in O-level shows that you have deficiency. So you needed something to go to university. So what happened? Give it to us. Let us see it. This is very simple. I don't know why people want to start to cry and, you know, look, there was a lacuna. You cannot provide the A-level that gave you admission to university. And because we had this problem in Bayelsa, we didn't want to have it. Before the first 2016, there was no Bayelsa issue. We saw how everybody was crying. Leon won the election. A day to swear it in. That election was, you know, overturned, and the mandate was given to PDP. So to avoid such things happening, and Edo State is the only South state that we have. That was why the screening was very paramount. So and then the result of the screening is what people are now wailing. You know, so let me just go into. You see, we are supporting Pastor Eze Yamu not because we know him personally. Okay. I actually did, you know, a research into his manifesto, what he's going to do, and at the same time I spent time since last year researching the government portal of Edo State, where they put their, you know, performances, you know, so, and their scorecards. And then I saw that, you know, Godwin Obaseki for the past 3.5 years has not done one single project. I want to ask, with due respect to my Edo brothers, to tell me one single major project that Obaseki did in Edo that warrants is, you know, coming back to government. And now we have a Pastor Eze Yamu who came with a very comprehensive and holistic manifesto, which he called the simple agenda. Yeah. So, and that manifesto, you have a lot of things that we know that Edo people
How are you sure he will not do the same thing Obaseki has done?
No, it's not going to do the same thing.
We have not reached the year yet. We are not in 2023 yet, and he is not in government yet.
We are listening to you. We are hearing you.
Good.
Yeah, we are hearing you good, please.
Now, it's a Yamo who is now our candidate for this election.
Yeah.
He's a grassroots man. Before he left the APC, he was one of the people that at least rallied that Comrade Adams rallied on his strength and his grassroots presence to also become the governor of Edo State. And then now that he is back in our fold, I know that he has learned from his mistakes.
Of course.
And that is insubordination. He knows the cost of insubordination, just as Obaseki is just learning it now. So Iyamo will be a better governor because he knows that, listen, this is my only chance.
Hello, President, can you stop? We need to let the caller come in.
Okay.
Yes, caller? Oh, come on.
It's on.
Please continue. And that's
Let
the
me-
last.
let me
no,
just-
let him
So
finish.
he will surely be a better candidate to deliver good governance to Edo Lights than Obaseki.
All right. So is that your last take for this? Because we will be signing up because of our sound. We have some technical hitches here, and the studio is too hot. So we would like to have a second follow up of this by next week, okay? Because we can see that. Wait, you're gonna come in. Many people want to contribute on this because I can see so many people who are asking so many questions here. So I think this is a very hot discussion. But before you sign up, gentlemen, I want to know what is the political situation of APC now in Edo State. Is it yes or is it no? Let me start with those from the studio. Those in the studio. What are you thinking about your condition now?
I can tell you. Sorry, please. I can tell you because people may say Obalade is not from Edo, but why is he speaking? I'm speaking on behalf of APC,
yes.
And I can tell you that APC becomes stronger with the problem that we have. Problems make us stronger. That's exactly. That's what.
We are thinking that you guys are.
No. We knew those among us that are there to infiltrate our that is in a position, and also at the same time to dismantle what we are building. That is normal. You can have people even from PDP, old PDP, who had it in their agenda that look, let me go in there and say myself I'm an APC and find a way to destroy the party from inside. We know that, and we are working against all those that is little strong of people who wants to do that. But APC is strong even in Edo.
Hello. Caller, please.
Yeah, let me say something because I've been listening to the gentleman in the studio.
Just go on and speak.
Move away from your phone.
We can't hear you.
And I personally
put your earphone. If you have earphone, please can you lower your device and they put on your earphone so we can hear you?
Obaseki. Because I can see a lot of twists in the whole issue. As I'm talking at this moment, do you know that Adam Aliu Oshomole has been suspended? He has been sacked because they do all the atrocities he committed as the national chairman of APC. He is no more the APC chairman because of his rascality and not obeying the constitution of the party. Oshomole caused a lot of problems in Edo State.
Has he been suspended?
Do you know, as a national chairman of the party, he was organizing a parallel APC, another APC within APC in Edo State. And that is what caused a lot of problems in Edo State. We are happy in Edo State that Oshomole has been removed as the national chairman because we have to say the truth. And the person they are projecting now to be the APC candidate, which is Pastor Osaje Iseyamu, there is no way he can defeat Obaseki in Edo State because Obaseki is now Edo project. We hate Godfatherism. And we cannot give our patrimony wealth to looters. Because what they want to come to power and get access to the treasury of the state.
All right, we have heard you. So to you are saying for sure, 100%, that Edo State is for PDP.
So they are not for that. So we don't want looters in Edo State.
You see,
we want the money for
let me quickly. There's one thing. My brother from the telephone. It is very, very, I find it very, strange that people say Obaseki is our project, but nobody is telling us about Obaseki agenda, and nobody is telling us about one project that Obaseki has done. This is very, very unfair to Edo people. You see, without being biased or, I know that Pastor Osagi Ezeyamo has a comprehensive agenda. And in that comprehensive agenda, which he calls simple agenda, the simple is just an acronym. And the S stands for security, because if you see the rate of insecurity we have in Edo State today, from kidnapping to rape of women and stuff like that, Edo State has been thrown into a shambles society. So we want somebody who will, work with the security apparatus to protect our people. Because all these issues affect us here as diaspora here, because we have family in Edo State.
Yeah.
So we want them to be protected. So, and secondly, the simple agenda, the I stand for infrastructural development and urban renewal. This man has a comprehensive and holistic, a framework, how he's going to transform Edo, from this shambles situation to a more transparent, effective, and accountable government that will uplift the standard of life of Edo people.
Wow.
So, but people just keep on saying things about Obaseki without telling us what is Obaseki going to do for us. Ezeyamo has come up with the simple agenda. And I've just explained about the S, which stands for security, and the I that stands for infrastructural development and urban renewal.
Look, you can say this, the way it is now.
No, let me finish.
And they have placed Oshimole on suspension. So who is going to carry the campaign for you people?
No. You don't need
it's APC. It's not Oshomole. We are talking about APC. We are not talking about Oshomole. APC is to do its job. It's just a person. Yeah.
Let me
so if Oshomole is gone, somebody is there to stand up. We are not here for Oshomole. Let people be understanding what we're doing here.
The other part of the simple. I just explained the S and the I. And the M stands for manpower and training.
Okay.
And then the P stands for PPP, the public-private partnership. The things that he will bring. And the L stands for leadership by example.
Okay.
And the E stands for employment, for Edo people. Because if you look at Edo today, you see a lot of unemployment in Edo State. The youths need to work. Look at the Ologbo Madula refinery that Obaseki is claiming that I went to sign MOU. Last year, his media advisor told us that the old refinery has been produced, but that they were going to ship it to Nigeria. Now the regime is finishing, and we have not seen anything. If that man was even good for Edo people, would they manufacture a refinery in China and start bringing it? Why are they not manufacturing it in Benin for us to see? So he's just doing Edo people abracadabra. And I find it so strange that people who live in diaspora can even let themselves be fooled and deceived. Ezeyamo is going to bring a complete transformation to Edo State. He has the political leadership and acumen. The man has the capacity. He's intellectually inclined. He's a politician. So he has everything that it takes that Edo people need right now. So I just want to tell you people, we have our families in Nigeria. You have to support the simple agenda. So don't be sentimental.
Yeah.
Just, come out to say, okay, Obaseki has not done anything. I want somebody to tell me one thing.
All right.
The people that are calling, call and tell me one project. Let us base our argument on issues.
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Let me hear from Obalade, please.
Exactly what I'm just going to buttress what he's saying.
All right.
That is exactly what we want to hear from the people, because right now, from what I'm hearing, is that if someone is, if you are in love with Obaseki, you don't even want to think about what we are really talking about. We're not talking about that is somebody being favorable by people or so. We're talking about something that on the ground. The APC campaign next level in 2000 and that's a 2019.
Yes.
You understand me? Campaign that is a next level. We are going in. This is next level now. If somebody will not be able to actualize our own program, we need somebody else to do it, and we need Edo people to understand that we are not fighting. There's no problem. All these things they said, oh, there's going to be fire, it's going to burn. You will see September will come, election will take place. because APC is still in government in Nigeria, even on federal level. Election will take place as we did in Ekiti. We did the same thing in Osun. We did the same thing also in Bayelsa. We are going to do it also in Edo, and there will be peaceful election, and the one that is favored will win the election. But I'm telling you that
Yes.
there will be an election in Edo State,
Yes.
and APC is going to win because we have the mandate. That's exactly what the brother is saying. We have the mandate. We're trying the people to understand. Leave apart the area of this lodge of fighting or whatever, or Oshomale has done that. If Oshomale has committed any that is offense, or is been that is persecuted in Nigeria, he will go to courts, and everybody will see that. We as in the APC, we are not protecting anybody. People are protecting themselves, because I said something to some Nigerians that discussed with me in my restaurant some times ago. I said, do you know that Nigerians, we are very educated?
Yes, we are.
Do you know that we're very smart too?
Yes, we are.
You could cut somebody with billions of dollars and say he has stolen it, but he could claim that he has not stolen it, and he will go to court and come back. But you will be angry because you are under-educated to that level to know that legally somebody can commit an offense, and he will go to court, and legally he will come back and they will say he has been vindicated, because that is legal.
Yeah.
You will remember that in the day of Bill Clinton was in court. He came back because there were some mistakes in the prosecutor. Do you understand me? The prosecutor could bring a case to the court and made a mistake, and the person will come out being vindicated, and you will see it as a corruption, because that's what we believe. Oh, that is a corruption. This man is supposed to go to jail, but you don't. You are not. He is not wasting the time going to school when he was going to school, but you were not going to school to understand the legality of a case. When somebody is being taken to court, all I will believe is he's going to jail, and if he doesn't go to jail, that is corruption. So that is what we have in Nigeria.
Let APC, let them tell us one project.
All right, let's hear from Prince Elton.
Obaseki will
Prince
do.
Elton, please, before we sign off, what do you have to say?
On my final words, APC is Edo and Edo is APC.
Oh yes.
We have the numbers, we have the manpower, and we have
Really?
the people's will.
Oh
And
yes.
we will prevail in September.
Thank you.
Wow.
That
You're
is,
so confident.
we are very, very confident. We are taking Edo. Edo is the next one. APC
Really?
owns Edo. We will also appeal to our angry brothers and sisters that are angry because what they don't understand is not about Obaseki and Oshomole. If these two people have to go, they have to go for us to have peace in Edo, for APC to move on with our agenda and do and deliver what we promised Edo people. That's exactly what we want to do.
Well, thank you so much, all of you. Deacon also Edo said APC is dead and buried in Edo State.
No. Let us wait and see.
PDP is a dead party in Edo State. I will
Let
never rise
us
again.
let us wait and see.
You rebuke your comments, and I want to tell you, come September, you will see. Come to Edo, because I will be in Edo. Eze Yamo has all it takes, and it's going to transform Edo. It's going to move Edo forward from this limbo that we are, this shabby situation. Obaseki.
We are not allowing
But all
PDP
we
anymore.
need
PDP
is
has their chance.
a peaceful
PDP
state.
had their chance for 16 years.
Yes.
And all they have made was all fumbling and rubbish. And that we are not going back there again. They spend our future till the year 2019. And that is to the year 2015. And we are not going to give them our future again.
Well, those of you who have listened to us, we want to say thank you for this wonderful time you have shared with us. And in case you want to hear more, please just join us on Radio Voice of Nigeria tomorrow, because we're going to play this and have a recap. I believe that many people will be calling in, but you guys will not be there.
Another call is
all right.
coming.
Hello, caller, please. Hello, caller.
My name is Rodney
Speak.
Irene Bishop.
Yeah, he said his name is what?
Rodney Irene.
It's not loud. That's why. Let him come.
All right. Caller, please, you can reserve your listening for tomorrow, because 9 o'clock, Holland time, we will be airing this very broadcast to Radio Voice of Niger. So in case you have something to say, just call us on the radio studio tomorrow, and then
we'll fix it for next Sunday.
But we are going to also continue the discussion next week Sunday. So in case you have something to say, you invite yourself and join us, because I may be having this panelist again. Thank you, Prince Elton. Thank you so much for the work you are doing, and may God richly bless you. Thank you for joining us. And in case you have more things you want us to know about your party, feel free to contact the Radio Voice of Niger or Majesty Christian Television Network. We are here to serve. And also, we thank you, Prince Martin. Thank you so much, because I think you are really a dying Buharist. What do you call it?
No, POI. That POI. Is it Yamu?
God richly bless you for your this, and we hope that everything will go peacefully in Edo State. We also thank Honorable Obalade for being here. This is another APC Chieftain.
Yes.
So thank you for being here, and we hope that people can really get to love their parties the way you people love them.
Of course we do.
I just hope that Buhari will get to know that you people are defending the cause of APC this way.
Buhari don't need to know.
I am so touched.
Buhari don't need to know.
I am so, or that you guys will get some political appointment.
No, we are not in need of that.
Because we doing this for free this way.
No, honestly, we're not.
We live in the cause of
yes, we just want to
we
see.
know he can transform Edo.
Exactly.
That is what, we start by what we believe in. It doesn't have to be that they have to give us something or pay us, but we know that pastor will change Edo, so we believe in it, so we go for it. And so it's something that
I just hope it doesn't become another Obaseki for you guys, because whoever goes in there,
if it becomes Obaseki, if it becomes Obaseki, then we are going to have him also as Obaseki. That's no problem.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
There's no problem.
All right, thank you all. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for being with us. We'll see you again tomorrow in the Radio Voice of Niger.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Say bye to
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So remember, you can watch this in the next 1 hour. You can just take the clip and saturate it to those you want to have it.
Oh yes.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you.